Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another speculation video. So there's one build feature in particular that I would really love to see, and that is the ability to zone a lot as multiple types at once. This would be a massive game changer, especially with how much smaller the worlds have gotten post-city living, because then you could fit more lot types in one world and have it be more self-sufficient, instead of worlds being so small that you might even have it so that you just need to go to another world in order to go to the library, or to the gym, or to the pool. In certain specific cases, you can already do this without any extra setup, like if you have a restaurant lot, you can still put a bar on it and it still works fine. Same if you put spa objects on a gym lot, but a lot of other cases, it doesn't quite work how you would expect it to. I would also love to be able to have residential and community lot types on the same lot. For example, in San Sequoia, I have this house where on the second floor, my Sims are basically living above their business, but on the first floor is a photography studio. One of my Sims, Iris, is a fashion photographer, so she basically does all her career work here, but it would also be nice to have it fully functioning as a retail store, so I can also sell some photos instead of just basically taking the photos of my clients and then just gifting it to them afterwards. Another multifunctional lot I would like to have is with the Shrieking Llama bar in Windenburg. I still have the bar on the top floor, but then in the basement, I have a couple of bedrooms that it could be like the Sims would stay there overnight. Even though I could do that with the Sims that I'm currently playing as, it would also be kind of nice if it was fully serviced, as if they were just rooms at the inn, and then maybe sometimes other Sims could autonomously stay overnight too. One last example, just because I would use cafes way more often if they were compatible with other lot types without having to spend extra money on hiring a barista. So yeah, like with this museum here, you could have all the art exhibits, and then either right here on the first floor or somewhere on the second floor, you could have a cafe. And one thing I actually did not know about museums is that Sims paint here if you set up the easels. I was completely shocked by that, but I hardly ever use the museum venue type. But then again, hey, that could also be like, hey, if I could use museums with other lot types like cafes and have it working perfectly fine still, then that could be something that I would use more often in the future. As a side note, watching these Sims paint here makes me wish that we did have some sort of lot type that supported community classes, because it kind of sounded like they were going to do that with recreation centers and growing together, and that would have made them more unique compared to other lot types you already have, but that did not happen. So it would be nice if we could zone lots with multiple types, or even make it so that specific rooms can have different lot functions. So a cafe could be one room, a spa could be another, etc. But what do hotels have to do with this? Well, I think they are pretty likely to come next year. We're just having more and more stuff crossed off the list, narrowing down the things that they can do. Like, we got generations and horses, and well, we don't know what the next neighborly expansion is going to be, but it's probably going to have something that's desired by the community in there. So, I don't know, especially in terms of game packs, besides occults, I don't think there's much more that they can do. But hotels would be a pretty easy one, very highly requested of the community. Hotels tend to have multiple services in them besides just the rooms, like a pool, a gym, a spa, or a restaurant, as just a few examples. So then it would make a whole lot of sense if we got a hotels game pack, or if they even blew that up into an expansion pack about like travel and tourism. Then in the patch alongside it, we'd be able to zone lots as multi-purpose. So even with the fact that things like restaurants and spas are already in different packs, you could make them work together, especially with hotels. Realistically, I think there would have to be some kind of limit for how many zones you could have on one lot, because if you zone something as like 12 things at once, I think that would break the game, especially Sims like with their autonomy. They'd be stuck trying to decide what to prioritize first because there'd be so many different things to keep in mind. But if it was at least like 3 or 4 things you could zone a lot as at once, that would help so much. And then yeah, there would be certain lot types I would use more often in my gameplay, such as spas and cafes and retail stores, even restaurants, if we could have Sims live above them. Because the thing is, yeah, you could still sort of have your Sims live above a business if you have just appropriate housing arrangements above, but that's not going to change the fact that you still have to take up another lot in your world to have their residential lot there. There is one other way I could imagine us getting multi-purpose lots, and that would be if we got a pack surrounding malls, because that would be even more central to the functionality of a feature like that. And that was on a survey in the past, so I can do another video exploring the idea of what a malls pack could be like. But yeah, even if they were alongside hotels, I think that would be a nice thing to have, even for people who don't end up getting the pack, that there could still be a really interesting game-changing feature in there. That's pretty much it, so feel free to let me know your thoughts on the idea of multi-purpose lots in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I'll talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!